YJ-12 versus Brahmos. Can China's YJ-12 compete with India's Brahmos? YJ-12 versus Brahmos. Brahmos is a medium-range cruise missile used by the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. It is produced by Brahmos Aerospace, a joint project between India's Defense Research and Development Organization and Russia's NPO Mashinostroyennaya. On the other hand, the People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, uses the supersonic YJ-12 anti-ship missile manufactured by China Aerospace Science and Industrial Corp. (CASIC). In terms of range, experts disagree on the YJ-12's claimed range, with some putting it at 400 km, km, and others at 300 km, km. A China Aerospace Science and Industrial Corp. (CASIC) representative said at the 2016 Zhuhai Airshow that the YJ-12 has a range of 290 kilometers. Despite the many unknowns, the YJ-12's operational range is estimated to be between 250 and 400 kilometers, and its top speed is Mach 4. However, this will vary with the size and altitude of the warhead. The range of our Brahmos, which used to be 290 kilometers but is now 350 kilometers, has been increased to Mach 3.5. Thus it appears that this new craft is quicker. With these numbers, it's hard to tell who has the upper hand in the range department, but the YJ-12 certainly has the potential to challenge Indian Brahmos. In terms of engine, the Brahmos is a two-stage missile that uses a solid-fueled booster in the first stage and a liquid-fueled ramjet in the second. Since the ramjet has no moving parts, it is simpler, more reliable, and lighter than a traditional liquid-fueled rocket engine. It uses the atmosphere as a working mass to achieve the necessary speed. Once the missile has reached its cruising speed, the ramjet takes over and continues the trajectory. There is no evidence that the YJ-12's first stage uses a solid rocket propulsion system but rather an integrated ramjet engine. If so, the YJ-12 ramjet's performance may be just inferior to that of the Brahmos engine. In order to achieve optimal performance, ramjets require both a high altitude and rapid acceleration, neither of which can be achieved by continuing the flight from the starting line. This is why it has been adopted in the advanced form of Brahmos. Additionally, introducing the ramjet later in the flight would have prevented the additional drag caused by the ramjet's mass needs and atmospheric streamlining. However, YJ-12 is highly secret. Thus, these are all merely statistical conjectures. In terms of warhead, the YJ-12 can carry a 200 kg to 500 kg conventional high-explosive warhead, but its capacity to deliver a 500 kg nuclear warhead is the primary worry. However, the Brahmos can only carry a 300 kg conventional high-explosive (HE) semi-armor piercing (SAP) or nuclear payload. It can be utilized for both proximity and impact explosions. According to sources, the YJ-12 has a greater payload capacity than Brahmos. It's a matter of concern for India because it can cause significant havoc if it hits Indian soil. In terms of accuracy, when it comes to the military science of ballistics, the smaller the circular error probability, CEP, the more precise the weapon system. The Brahmos projected an astonishing 1-meter CEP, greatly improving our precision strike capacity, while the YJ-12 achieves an accuracy of 5.7 meters CEP in this test. Future hypersonic development is nothing new for Brahmos Aerospace. Plans are for the Brahmos 2, a hypersonic cruise missile currently in development, to travel between 600 km and 800 km per hour, or up to Mach 8. Yet CASIC has its sights set on expanding the capabilities of its CM302 and CM400 export variants. They claim that the new CM400 AKG Wrecker is hypersonic because its final stage speed can reach Mach 5.5+. Pakistan agreed to buy 60 Wrecker missiles in 2020 so that it could strike harder against India. Pakistan has called the missile they include in the current contract an aircraft carrier killer, even though it was initially designed as an air-to-air weapon. The West should not be surprised by the fact that China has statistically outperformed the United States AGM-84 Harpoon, one of the most commonly employed and most reliable anti-ship missiles. According to sources, despite the indigenized effort, China is being given a run for its money. The unit cost of microchips has grown too expensive for them, all because of the limitations and backwardness of the Chinese microelectronic sector. China spends about $250,000 on the radar seeker. Despite China's tendency to keep its military plans under wraps, it's important to remember that, historically speaking, Chinese weapons have rarely lived up to their theoretical potential. According to its paper specifications, the YJ-12 appears to be more powerful than the Brahmos in certain respects. Thanks for watching.